Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today? All right. I think we did have some news this morning, but I think it's already happened. Excuse the super bright page. So we had core PCE numbers this morning. Our price index. Got a little bit of 2-star here, but it shouldn't be no major market mover today. Today we're just trying to make sure we get everything set up. Because yesterday we didn't stream because we got on and our freaking Ninja Trader was kind of messed up yesterday. I don't think it was Ninja Trader. I think it was more or less on my end because I didn't have it updated. Like, what is that? All right. Let's get back to it. Oh man, did I miss it? Did I miss it? Did I miss it? I think I did. Oh, I did. Dang it. There might have been a trade set up here at the London lows for a bounce. Dang it. It's not a winning trade unless it hits 15. Yep, it was a winning trade. Son of a B, man. I lost track, guys. I should have left my resting order there. I don't. Yeah. That's disappointing. Almost 15-point trade off of that. put our stuff on our chart real quick. So we got yesterday's high sitting at 692. Another possible bounce area just because it's at that 90 level. I feel like we could have easily got a 10-point move out of this. Like I said, I thought about that pre-market, then I put the blue line on here, but I forgot to mark it on here and totally forgot about it. So it was a nice little 10-point bounce off of that London low from last night or this morning. I'm going to switch over to my other screen in a minute. I was just getting all my levels set up and news set up and just all the normal stuff that I usually do in the morning. And I was trying to make sure my stuff is working correctly because everything was kind of off yesterday with my Ninja. So I was just trying to make sure everything's working okay today. So now we're kind of at the Asia low. I mean, not Asia high / London low. Yeah, I like using just lines. It helps me to remember. You at work already today, Lost Penny, or are you working from home today? I can't remember. I know you said you work somewhere upstate New York. I couldn't remember if you said you work from home or not. Okay, so you start at 9:20, kind of getting your stuff together. Let's see, 34. charts. We'll knock out ES real quick. So it looks like ES could have a bounce here at 203. We're about to hit the bottom of the London low. Pretty much where the ES hit the low at a while ago. But it was, yeah. The NASDAQ hit the low, but the ES has not. Oh my goodness, that was loud. Sorry. Whew. I hate that these I hate that they don't regulate these commercials on YouTube. It's kind of like that old back in the day type channels where you watch TV a kind of long time ago where the commercials would be so loud compared to what you're watching. Kind of just grab your attention there like, whoa. Or most of us would just mute the television during commercials because they were so loud. So let's see what Manzini is saying. He says Monster Long the ES Wednesday 2 p.m. long trigger was giving on the fail breakdown in the 40. We missed that because we wasn't watching the ES. So the 40 hit right on the money the other day. So now we're down to that 6202 all hit, 61 bonus 4. So it looks like that 6202 is kind of going to be Manzini's line in the sand this morning. Oh, so you pretty much sit in front of the charts all day, Penny? Whew. I try to sit in front of the chart sometimes, but man, I just get it hurts sitting here, especially streaming. I think I used to probably sit in front of the charts a little bit more when I wasn't streaming, just because I didn't have to, you know, stay engaged in the charts or talk and all that stuff. I feel like we're running some longs now to probably shoot back up, because I mean we've pretty much just been moving up non-stop all week long. I don't think we've had one day where we've like pulled back the whole day. Pretty much everything's just been straight up. I don't know, maybe today we're due finally for a big pullback where we can have a nice trending day to the downside. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so you sit around and just wait till the London closing session. Yeah, usually that lunch session is pretty much just kind of chop anyway. Let's see. There's only been one day this week that we have moved to pull back and take out the Asia low. Like, and the only day we really took out Asia low is whenever the London was trading within the Asia. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. We've been just moving just straight up nonstop. I'm hoping we get a nice little move because we had a lot of nice consolidation during the Asia and London session. So not a lot of big movement. So usually that's good for the New York session. Ooh, I got some. Just give me a minute. Uh, yeah, it sucked that I wasn't able to get none of my stuff fixed in time yesterday. So this right here was a setup that I've been trying to catch. I've just have missed it every time. So what you're doing is you're looking for a break of the previous low in like either London or Asia or something like that. I had it marked out on TradingView, but I forgot to remark it out on my charts and I totally forgot about it. The time I realized that it was already like 5 points off that bounce. Maybe you'll get another opportunity in the Asia session, like down here. I feel like this. I mean, I know that's a what about 50 points down, which is very doable. We could possibly get a nice bounce off of this 260 this morning. I think this area right here is going to be a nice bouncing area because you're going to be at Asia lows. You're going to be at yesterday's close and today's open. So I feel like definitely a nice trade out of this area. So those levels are 22,660 and 22,609. And I've also got it marked on my charts too. So woo, is everybody ready for Friday? I figure we probably only got till 10 or 11 this morning. Then we'll get into that Friday after lunch where it'll just start just super slow. Let's see. Had some background music playing until the market starts. I don't know about you guys. I feel like I've been on a struggle bus the last few weeks. So we got about 4 or 5 minutes before the market opens. Then we'll kind of get quiet and focus on that. So right now I was kind of going to wait and see if my trade is hopefully for my funded is probably hopefully a bounce out of this area here. But we'll watch the 5-minute candle and just see how it approaches it. And I think even if we do sell through the 60, you got the whole number of the 50 here for another possible bounce. That a lot of times you'll get the bounce off this 50 and it'll push back up into the 70s. So so that's going to be the trade for the funded setup this morning that we're going to wait on. We already had our 3-star news today, so no more 3-star news. But there is a little bit of 2-star news here and there, but not. I don't think it'll be like massive market movers. But you could just get that random like 20 or 30 point swing.
Your trade cop here just isn't cutting.
Yeah, we're if you're over here, methodical man, we're bouncing off the London lows. All right, guys, less than 1 minute. If we lose at 705 London lows here, we should get a nice little push down. That 92 area was yesterday's highs. Actually, we took a short off that level last night.
There's the first candle. Tagged in. All right, I made $175 on that trail stop. Not what we wanted, but it's not a. The trail stop did its job. It didn't just straight go. So work for $175 win. We'll take it. Better than loss.
Where's man? Do we push all the way? Man, do we push all the way back up to the freaking London low highs? all we can do right here is just kind of be patient and wait and see what the market's going to do. It kind of needs to break out of these, wait for that 5-minute, maybe 15-minute breakout. You might get those 39s if you're taking that long with methodical. I don't know if that's going to be a like the bear flag setup, like the pullback setup, just because of all of the EMAs are out of sync. Oh, good. Man, another nice little 10-point bounce off the London low. Remember, guys, we only need one good trade a day. So, as far as funded trades go. Let's see what the ES is doing. The ES bounced right off of that Manzini 602 level. Shoot, we may not be moving back down if 602 holds. I think as long as the ES holds that 602, we're going to be stuck. You would think we get maybe a little push up to the right to the 60s. That's the top of the London high. All right, so we're probably going to close our funded trade down there since. Woo, take that off. That was our funded trade setup, but since it's not going to happen at the moment, we'll remove it until we get some kind of pullback. A lot of support sitting here at the 30s. I'm not sure what that was marked out for another day, but I may remove it because I don't remember what that was. So that's the top of your 5-minute candle there. Nice bounce off of that 5-minute candle. Still finding support at this 5-minute opening range candle. We're about to be set on the 15-minute opening range too, if that's something you like to take. I never take the 15-minute opening range on my fundeds, but I will stab at it with the eval. So probably what's going to happen is we're going to consolidate sideways. Then we're just going to get some kind of explosion out of the middle of nowhere. And there's no way of really getting an enter unless you're already in the trade, because that's usually what happens whenever we get this type of price action where it's just kind of trading sideways. See, we're still kind of bouncing off that 5 minute. So that's why I'm thinking with, like, you know, that 5 minute opening range holds, I think we'll probably end up getting kind of explosion, because it looks like it's trying to work its way up to the top of the London up there at 59, which would probably get some kind of pullback. If we do push up to 59, then it'll probably reverse a little bit, because it's pushing up into like an order block up to the 70s, between like 70 and 59. And you got your 15-minute close here at 43 or 42, 43. I was listening to a few other channels. They said something about we have possibly low volume today. So I don't think we'll get any like big movements. I think it'll be one of those another days of just grinding either higher or lower. Maybe if we break this 15-minute candle here, you'll get a nice little pop here. The high of this 15-minute candle sent at 42. There's your 15-minute range. So if you're in this long, this is definitely a pretty tough long to be holding. You're just kind of watching grinding. This is definitely a morning to be patient, guys. No hurries. We got all morning. You try to find, we only need to find one or two entries. So that last area where we kept bouncing was off your 5-minute close candle. That's where all this support was. But I'm just not a fan whenever you're sitting here just watching the grind, where it's just grinding higher. You know, it's like no really good movement. It's just grinding. Then I think you could probably look for a bounce probably out of the 60 range, because you have a fair value gap here plus an order block here. I was really hoping for the pullback to the 60s this morning. come on, guys. Ugh. Has anybody taken any trades this morning? We all been watching. It looks like our London lows was kind of the bounce area this morning. I really wanted to take that London low. I'm irritated because I had it marked out, and I marked it on my trading view, and I forgot to put it on my ninja charts, and I saw it happen. It happened too quick for I was able to get to my ninja charts. It paid 10 points right off the rip this morning. Then my next possible short was down at the 260s or maybe 269s, 270s is a possible bounce area. Unless it hits the today's open at 2676. But I don't know if we're going to get back there today. It looks like we're heading towards the London highs up into the 60s. And you got today's high sitting up at 787. So the trend the last couple of days, we really have not been getting the best movement in the morning. Everything's been coming at their lunch. Man, I mean, eventually we're going to probably get the breakout and it's going to go towards 60 here. I mean, another retest off that 28. Boy, this thing's not being anybody's friend today. Do this so I can at least watch the ES here. Man, the ES looks like it's just pumping. It's like the NASDAQ would think it'd be behind it. All right, we're going to take this based off the ES. This is just eval only. And we could just get chopped straight back up because right now it's just chopping. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't jump in too late. Let me see where that high is on the ES real quick. We got about 2 more points there. Hopefully ES didn't get me. I took that trade based on the ES breaking out because the NASDAQ has not moved. And that could just be a sign of just a deep reversal. And the two markets are... I may close this back below 35. That way we're not over a 10-point threshold. Or even 32. We may even give it to 32 pullback. We're kind of watching the ES to make sure the ES doesn't start pulling back on us. Hopefully at least like to get the 50 there, and that way I can at least go to break even. We printed above the 15 minutes there. All right, we're going to stay right below the 15 minutes. This way, if it's outside the 15-minute candle. All right, there's their... Since it's an eval, like I said, we're just going to stay in this for 3 points. So we'll be out $30 if it comes back and stops us out. If it gets above 50, we'll go to break even. All right, we're getting it back above the 50. Because I think we're going, I feel like we're going to bounce at the 59 area. All right, there's that 59. So we might get a little pullback here. No? Whoa. I was expecting a little pullback there. $10 a.m. news. Yeah, we're already... And we already got most of all of our contracts off. We just got one micro left. Outer. We went in with 10 micros being an eval this morning since there was no funded setup. My funded setup didn't happen, so we didn't take it. This is kind of an eval trade. Basically, the 15-minute break is just a 15-minute opening range. And we were holding this 5-minute range here, so... Today's highs is sitting up at 87, so I feel like we could possibly get a push up to 87, at least on this, before this push is over, I'm hoping. Or I can risk a few points since we've already sold off 9 contracts and see if it'll pull back and maybe bounce and maybe add another contract to it or something. You're waiting for 847. That's the monthly high there. Woo, I'm ready for the weekend outer. Been a long week. I feel like I've been on the struggle bus a little bit with trading. I don't know why, but man, I've been on the struggle bus. I need a couple good wins to kind of get me back in the groove. I had a pretty good streak going there for a minute on my fundeds. I was like 9 and 10 on my fundeds. Then this week's been kind of like a 50-50. So we're actually red on the fundeds this week. Not too much, but we're still, I feel like we're a little bit on the red side. Because, let me see, where's it sitting at? We're sitting at 418, and I think at the high at one time we were sitting at 700 or 600. So it may just be a red week for the funded, but at least we didn't blow them up. You know, we didn't go tilt. We didn't go tilt on the funded. Now, if we get above that 87, we may get a pullback here at the 47. We might just rocket ship if we can get above that 87. You got your 30-minute opening range here, 30-minute candle. So 30-minute candle is kind of breaking out. Outer, why does all the good trades have to be on evals? Don't you hate that? I know why, because I don't take these types of setups on my fundeds. Yeah, that's definitely a smarter play. You know, you don't have to worry about messing up your accounts as bad if you have a bad day. I feel like the next target up is probably going to be 814. Now, if we can get a pullback and retest the 30-minute candle here, we may try to add a contract. You need 2,000 more for a payout. Yeah, but your trades are usually pretty big, aren't they, Outer, though? Because you do those long trades where, you're looking for the 35, 40 points or more. So that's definitely the safer route. I almost wish I could have the patience to do that sometimes, but I'm not that great at holding long trades sometimes. Are none of the strategies that I use that allow me to have me those like long trades that like what you're talking about, like your Pacific setups? I think we'll get a reversal off the 14 level though. Like I feel like it'll hit that 14 and pop back down for a couple points. All right, we're going to move to the next leg down at 87. So we will even make it an even 46. This way we're locking in 30 points. Because it could come back and take out this leg. I don't know if this leg is going to be protected or not. Would you say you were looking for 847? All right. So this is pretty normal, run into some kind of resistance between 90 and the whole number. So this is why a lot of times you'll hear me say, I hate taking trades. I hate when my setups are sometimes between this 80 level and the 800 level. I would go up 10 more points, but I'm not sure how safe I would be if I took my stop to 86. That would lock in 40 points, but we could easily get a 9 EMA pullback here. I'm hoping this is the protected low here at the 80-81 level. There we go. We're getting through the whole number. All right, let's see what happens at this 14 level here. There's the 10. Come on, give it a little kiss. A little bit of kiss. Oh, there's the kiss. All right, let's see if we get the pullback off that level or not. Oh, is it squeezing? Is it squeezing? I don't know. I still think it's going to pull back. Let's see. It may. Oh, and there's your pullback, guys. We were still a little bit on the safe side, right below that 9 EMA. Oh goodness. I haven't used those levels enough to really trust them. I know I put them on the chart, and that's why I was just watching to see if it was going to reject. It rejected that thing like pretty hard, almost 20-point rejection off of that 14. Wow, we went from good-looking candles to trash candles, man. Come on. We're still locked in 40 points here. I think if we can get above this 14 level, I should definitely have a chance to hit that 46 up there. We got to get through these 14s. We get through these 14s, I think we're good to go. Just got to get through the 14s here. Hopefully we can get through them without some massive pullback. There we go. It took about 2 candles to push back through. This was the first hit of that 14 level. Rejected 14 points off of that level. Let's see if this holds. Especially if you can get a 5-minute candle to print above this. But with the 1 minutes can be kind of iffy. You know, you get a lot of those fake level hits on the 1 minutes. All right, we're locking in 45 points at the moment. Because full port, you go full port. Heck yeah. Full port outer over there. Woo. I haven't full ported in a minute there, outer. I've full ported my fair share of evals, trust me. Mhm. I don't know if we're going to withstand this because this could easily pull all the way back to your 21 EMA. And if that does, I'm okay with just settling for 45 points. This may be our pullback. A lot of times, if you keep constantly hitting this 9 EMA and you don't get the breakout, more likely we're going to have a deeper pullback. And that's where we'll probably pull back to the 21 EMA. Ooh. There's your 20 touch. Looks like we're going to get stopped out here, guys. So, still almost a nice 45-point trade. We did leave about 20 points on the board here if we get stopped out. That's okay. I mean, it's one micro. We can always re-enter if we get stopped out. Yeah. Man, it looks like we're just gearing up for another big breakout here. All right. Hell, this mate. And is this going to be the breakout? We're going to continue down still. Possibly a nice bounce here off of the 69 level as far as this 50 EMA. It's sitting at the top of the 30-minute opening range. Now this trade's usually about a 50-50 type trade. I don't recommend this for a funded trade, but I will take these type of trades on eval, guys. If we get that pullback. Because right now you got the 50 EMA sitting on top of your 30-minute opening range. I wasn't sure if that was going to be the breakout or not. I mean, we have this nice big pullback here. So, I mean, it could just literally go straight to the moon from here. Remember that level we had marked out a while ago is that 14. That's the level that we really need to get above if you're going to be looking for longs here. Or is it? Let me make sure. Yeah, 14. That's where we were getting stuck at a while ago. There it is. Let's see. We still... Yeah, that's our daily range. We're at the daily range. That's what that 14 is. Wow, how many times if that thing pushes down 10 points, that's 3 times we done pushed 10 points off of that 14 level, guys. Man. So for the 50 EMA trade, we're only going to do 3 micros. So at the most, we're going to be risking $60. So that just lets you know how much confidence I have in those. I know they do work quite a bit, but I don't really know the win percentage of those. A lot of times, if we got at least a good 20-point gap between the 50 and the 21 EMA, a lot of times you'll get a nice bounce off that. And plus, like I said, you got the 30-minute candle sitting right below it. Now, it has to do it in one candle. If it comes down and misses it and go back up, after that, it's no longer any good. Because usually whenever I see it do that, then the next time it pushes down, it sells through. Like if it comes down and say miss it by like 2 or 3 points. And it may get stuck at 81 because that 81 has been some pretty wild support. 87, you have a big wick at 87 because that's at yesterday, like a high. No, I'm not in no trade at the moment, Outer. See, I'm not sure if we'll get through those 81s. If this candle misses it, we'll close it here. See. We'll wait for it to print. It has to hit it and bounce. All right, there it goes. All right, we're going to risk just 3 points. This way, if we... It gave us the opportunity to go to break even, but we'll stay at the bottom of this candle. All right, we're going to go to break even. This way, if it doesn't go, we don't lose anything. Oh, don't one tick us. At least give us our 10. Usually, you're just looking for 10 points. All right, there's your 10 points. Sounds like Methodical Man took that too. Now we can either rip all the way up or we can pull back and continue selling lower. So we still got one contract left. So I was hoping that get a nice 20, 30, 40 point move back up into the 10s. Like I said, I don't really know what the win percentages of that. I know it's a lot higher if you got about 20 points between the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA. And if you can add something to it. So you got the 50 plus your 30-minute close of your candle there at the 70. All right, so we didn't get anything on the runner. That's going to come down here, stops us out and just skyrockets. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be an in and out trade outer. It's supposed to last within seconds. You want to see it just bounce and be out of it for your 10 points. You don't want to... I was just hoping I'd get lucky and we get the big runner, because sometimes we hit that 50, then we'll bounce up 30, 40, 50 points, but today we did not. So it looks like we're going to still be pulling back. Yeah, that 50 range is something you definitely don't want to be holding. You want to be in and out of that thing, be done with it. Take your 5 or 10 points or whatever you're looking for. Most of the time, you're almost guaranteed 10 points, but anything over that, usually no. Looks like we had a lot going on in this area here. Man, it's like, do we go all the way back to the AM lows? And maybe at least 50%. Maybe 50% of that move down to the 53s. There's your 30-minute opening candle. Nice big wick. I don't know if we'll get the full move that far down outer. I think we're going to move down probably to the 50% range. Right now, we're stuck at the 30-minute opening candle. Let's see. We're gonna get the dump here or not. Like I said, you got your 200 and your 50% move sitting at the 53s. I feel like that's where we could possibly be running if we get through this 30-minute candle. All right, guys. So far, 2 trades on the evaluation for 330 so far. So eventually, hopefully we can find some kind of funded trade setup. I feel like we're definitely going to the 53s here. I just don't know how many candles it's going to take without getting chopped up. Yeah. Oh, is my camera frozen? No. Woo. Look at the 30-minute holding up. I didn't think the 30-minute was going to hold, man. I thought they were just going to chop it down and sell through, but it just kept chopping. But, man, it held. Oh, oh goodness. All right. I was hoping we'd get a pullback back to this 535 level here at 38 and look for a bounce, but he didn't get it. Oh, goodness. Oh, you're waiting for the 847? I feel like 847 would have been a good bounce area too. That's what I was kind of hoping for. Like just right down to the 40s is what I was looking for. Man, this thing just ripped off that 30-minute candle. Oh, is this going to be are we finally going to rip through this 14? Or we just bounced again another 10 points, guys? Guys, that 14 level has been paid for 10 points 3 times in a row. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times in a row. 14 has paid 10 points. Insane, guys. So the one time I would have took this level, it would have went through. So maybe if we can get above it, maybe we'll look for maybe another entry if we can get above the 14. Man, do we sell all the way back down to the opening? Or are we going to stay in this range for a while? Right now, I mean, it's a pretty nice range. I mean, it's what, 30, 45 points. So I think for shorts or longs, we're going to need to get above the 14s here. For shorts, we're going to need to get back below 70. Let's see what the ES is doing. I haven't really looked at the ES for a minute. The ES is up to the 27. What levels did... let me look for... What did Manzini says? Where are we at? No. 6140. So we could be magnet back towards that 40 level on the ES. All we can do now, guys, just kind of be patient and wait. We got to wait for it. Like I said, I need the 70 to break. Maybe retest the 70 just to make sure that's where we're going to stay. Or we need to break above 14. All right, so right now we're just kind of grinding. To me, this is the worst, is whenever you get in that situation where you just get those big pops out of nowhere, then you go back to just grinding. It's so hard to trade. I know I struggle trading that type of price action sometimes, where you just get the random pops without really any kind of setup. Elvis is leaving the building. I like a few Elvis songs. I like some of his songs that were like more of the bluesy type music. From his 68 return. He's got some pretty good songs on that. Oh, you're over there trading Forex too, Ponzi? Patience, guys, patience. Like I said, I'm waiting for the 70 to break or for us to get back above the 14s. Is Powell still testifying or is that old? It says live Fed Powell testifying. Yes, he's still testifying? I thought he was done. Oh, Yang is the ticker. Oh. I don't guess I'm familiar with that then, Ponzi. I feel like the trade of the day is going to be your 15-minute kind of breakout this morning. And that was back here when we were just kind of trapped between the 15-minute and the 5-minute here. Oh, you're taking a long at the 87? Let's see. We'll mark it out for you. I don't like the, I don't want, I mean, is that a 50% of the move of this total candle? Yes. Is there anybody in a order fill long? Stop loss 61. Nice outer. I'm still looking for a funded trade, so I thought I saw somewhere where it was showing Powell was speaking. I don't know if that's old or new. Oof. That was a shark. Man, we bounced right off that 53, which was the 50% total pullback of the morning. We're kind of back at that 30-minute candle here. See if that's going to, is that going to give us at least 10 points? If you got long at 70 here. Shoot, that plays a little. Got a new 5-minute candle. Where did that 5-minute candle print? No, it's pushing below it. Whew. Yeah, I know. That's the level I'm watching right now, Fish Lips. $7.29 is the draw. How are you doing today, Capital? How was your vacation? Awesome. Yeah, I see what you mean by the bottom of that 5-minute draw. Damn it. Oh, man, you're good, man. If it goes through this too fast, we'll close this because if it doesn't bounce right away. So that looks pretty bearish. Oof. See, I hate that it got that close and rejected. Those make me nervous, Fish Lips. What did we miss it by? 2 freaking points. Right now we're at the 50% of the pullback. I wish this was the play here on this pullback here. Like I said, I hate when it's like a second candle, so I have less confidence in it. Having second thoughts to do this on funded. I may switch over to valuation. All right, we're going to cancel that. Like I said, I feel like we missed it here. I feel like it should have been this pullback of a candle. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Fish Lips. We didn't get it in that first push. I don't really want to try it on the second push. Yeah, what a freaking... I hate that too. That could just be the bottom there and just move back up. I mean, we had our 50% move here. Back above our 30-minute breakout candle. It's like, now do we pretty much go back up to the AM highs? This was about the area that we longed this morning. We took a 45-point long this morning. We got long around the 15-minute opening range this morning. Holy crap, man. About to have a new 5-minute candle here. So it's either going to be a 10-point winner or a 10-point stop out, guys. Fucking. Hit that damn top of that fair value gap there. Shit, I don't know if we're going to get stuck here. Son of a B. I didn't think about the top of that fair value gap right there. I know the fair value gap got me methodical. Damn it. Like I said, we're either going to hold for a 10-point winner or a 10-point loss. This is looking less and less appetizing here, guys. Yeah, son of a bee. I didn't really think, I forgot about, I wasn't even looking at this candle here. We hit right at the top of this fair value gap on this push down. So it looks like we're definitely going to get stopped out. We're only about 2 points away. Yeah. Yeah, that 83 area. All right, we're approaching back to that 50% of the move of the day at the 50, 55 here. Yeah, that last one we just took a loss. That was a PA loss for 200. Where we tried to take the breakout here back up to like the whole number. It wasn't like a setup, but it was just a kind of like, I thought maybe we would push up here to take out the 14s again. The last attempt here for us to push the 800s. All right, come on, 95. It keeps pulling back off those freaking 90s. That 930. Yeah, I jumped back in there with a mini off screen from that same area that we got long while ago. Pretty much the same setup here for that next push, but I've already been stopped out. I was trying to target those 816s up there like Outer was talking. Where I know we've hit those 816s or 814s quite a bit up there. You're still... Oh, that's the other thing. Fish Lips like, come on, baby. Give me the 800. I'm stopped out. I can't. Man, I really hate that we didn't get that freaking 540, that 535 hit, Fish Lips, because, man, I had my funded account sitting on that level. I hate that we missed that. So I took this trade, this same trade that we're in now a while ago back here on this setup, and it was a fail. So we got stopped out for 10 points here. But I re-entered on my minis off screen pretty much back in the same spot around the 74s. But we only got a total of 10 points because we hit our first target, but my next target was for 20 points at 94, and I got stopped out before we got there. I'm going to wait and see what happens at the 814 level up here. Because we've already hit this level like 4 times. It's paid 10 plus. I mean, it's done paid so many times. I almost wish I would have got short off of it. The first hit off of this level, we had it marked out first hit right here, man. Paid 22 points. You're short above. I made short in my eval, like 3 micros or something. We're going to keep it small, being Friday. We're up 330 in our eval today. And that was from that first early move that we took this morning off of the 5 minute slash 15-minute breakout. So we were holding this 5 minute breakout, or, you know, the 5 minute candle this morning. Then once it was this right here. We had all these wicks hitting. Then I got long around the 30s or 40s. 46 was my entry. And like I said, we got stopped out at 46 points, 45 points. That's what I was saying. Unfortunately, most of my better, bigger trades come on valuations. just because I don't take those kind of setups with my funded account, and that's the reason why. I wouldn't be surprised if Fishlip's probably going to have a short sitting at the 50 up there, where he's going to layer in. Did you get it? That should have been pretty close to 98. There you go. Nice fish lips. I hate that it had to stop me out first where it went up there. I mean, I knew I probably should have had my stop loss at a better position, but I was just trying to stick to the strict 10 to 10. And watch it go to this freaking 14 level. I want to see what happens when we hit this level here. We done bounced off this level, I don't know what, at least 4 times already. I left a lot on the table here. I'll be right back in like a few minutes, guys. I was going to go grab something to drink. You said you got your short entries at what, 25 and 50? I got a little profit fish lips. We may try those with you. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Do go 1 micro. What is that? 25 points stop loss? What would be your stop loss above 50? Or do you still layer back in with at 75? Actually, we'll just take off of this and not have one of these. You have room up to the 200. Whew. There comes that 14, 16 area. I think our highs are sitting at 23. Let's see, 3 contracts, then if it gets crazy. Yeah, we'll see what happens when it hits the 25. Like I said, I probably won't go too much out of this. Like I said, we're up $300 for the day, so we have a little bit of room to work with. The only part that I don't like to bounce is if we bounce above the 30 here. I mean, above the IBH, and it just skyrockets. Mm. Like I said, the only thing I'm not sure about is what kind of reaction we'll get off the IBH here. But the ES is already above the initial balance. But I know the next level up for the ES is going to be your 6240. So maybe if the ES and the NASDAQ can kind of hit that 40/20 something. Did the ES whip up? Wait. Yeah, the ES level this morning, we we talked about it a little bit. That 602 was the line in the sand, and look. So Manzini basically called that 602 as a retest, and look, we literally have ripped off that 602 and never been back down. So next level up, which is the magnet, is going to be that 6240. Uh, I don't know. I was just taking this with fish slips on like a micro on an eval capital. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what kind of reaction we're going to get off the IBH here, because I've seen us a lot of times. We hit this IBH and we could just rip through that level 20, 30 points before it pulls back. To me, the 14, the daily average here at the 14 has been paying all day. Now, like I said, this is just one micro, guys. So if you're taking this, you definitely got to take it at your own risk. This is like no setup. This is just trading kind of the whole numbers. So basically, what it is, I guess the fish lips is he trades this every day. So what he's doing is he levels back in. So let's just say it hits to 25, that trade fails. Then he's waiting for the 50 to hit, because most time you hit that 50, you get some kind of pullback. But it could easily go all the way to the next whole number before we get the pullback. So like he was probably long down here on the pullback back into the 50s or 25s and 75. He was probably long from 75 a while ago. The case of insanity. I would never try this on a funded account with fish lips. It's just for, you know, I've never done this ever. I know you're in here every day talking about it, or I listen to you talk about chat about it, but I've never tried it. Man, it's almost like if we can't get back above the 14 here, it's like, man, I almost just want to freaking short the 14. If All right, here we go. Finally getting above the 14. Holy goodness, man, it took almost all day to get above this level. Oh, we're still hitting. All right, we're about to have a new 5-minute candle here. Ooh, we printed it. We're right above that level with the 5-minute candle. We're going to wait a few more minutes. Oh, is this thing going to pay you another 10 points? Oh, my goodness. It is. Did the ES make it to 40? No, it didn't. So it might have to have a more pullback before we can get up to those 40 levels. We're still just kind of grinding. We're just kind of grinding right now, guys. Just kind of sitting here just waiting. You would think we'd at least want to hit 23 for a reversal. You know, at least take out that previous high or the high of it today. See if we break out of this. Break. Come on. Go. Fish lips. When was your last red day? I don't know, man. I like the shorts below the 14s. This 14's been paying all day. The ES, man, the ES still hasn't touched the, never mind. It might just be another pullback. So the ES has not touched a 40 yet. Oh, you over, okay, so you blew a few over leveraging. Wow, that's pretty good, Outer. Never blown a PA. Man, I know I've blown my fair share of PA. That's good. That's what I was saying. Pretty good about not over leveraging your accounts or going tilt. Man. I don't know if we're going to get back above 14. That was another retest of that level. Not without the deeper pullback. We still got about 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. And we're in the macro time, so all right, 20 seconds left on our 5-minute candle here. Yeah, I think we're staying above it this time. Yeah, it's approaching that lunchtime, man. It's definitely, I've definitely been trying not to trade you know, as closer we get to that 12 o'clock hour, because usually we just turned into just consolidation during the 12 o'clock hour. The lightsaber, just a quick wick. My only, man, I didn't know if we would, it's almost like, I feel like we're just going to grind. I honestly almost like the long off the 14 just because of where we've been, either the long or the short off of this 14 level. Just because we've been just a magnet to this level. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm feeling like. I feel like this 14's your... But the only thing I don't like, I hate the fact that the ES has not hit that 40 level. Let's see. Actually, 20, 30, well, maybe 50. Never mind, 32.50. I mean, this definitely has a rollover feeling. We'll give it a few more minutes to see if we get any kind of movement. If not, we're going to probably call it a morning. Woo, look at that quick freaking 50 hit. More gas, please. What are you going to short the 800 here? I want to see it push below the 800 and maybe push back out and retest. If we get through those 32s on the ES, we may get a push. So far today, guys, that 14 has been our key level. $8.20s equal highs. Let's see here. Yep, see them. The only reason why I didn't like this 50 hit is because it's only got about 7 points in between the 50 and the 20. Because most of the time what it does is it pushes back up to the 9 and 20 before it reverses. You may get it back up to the 8. You may get it to that 807 here. It needs to get above this 807 level. There's that gap fill in at 807. Ooh, I'm gonna take some risk off here. Just 2 micros. We're just gonna stay in this for about 5 points. Because it still has to sweep those 20s up there possible. So it doesn't like we're gonna get the complete push. I was hoping we get another 90 push here. That's the only downfall. But like I said, I was hoping for a 90 hit here. It looks like we're going to get stopped out on this one here. So that's in for 7 points times 4. So it'd be a $28 loss on that one. And it didn't get above this, so it just wicked above it. All right, so the lunch hour has officially started. Where did that take our profit down to? It took it back down to 303. So we're still in the green, 300 on the evaluation from this morning. We were trying to just add to it. That's why we're only going in like 2 or 3 micros just to try to add to our winners. Usually what happens is it'll stop me out, then go down to my take profit at 90, just because we're playing with such a tight stop loss. I don't know, puppies. Yeah, that would have been a good buy spot too, possibly. You got what, that gap fill in here? Well, I was shooting right here. No? 96, let's see. Oh, okay. Here. It stopped me out, so it usually goes after it stops me out. That's usually the kind of luck I have sometimes, guys. I don't know. Let's see. Man, we lose those 800s, we should get a little push. Java, how's your trading been going today? I'm sorry, I missed your name in there amongst Outer and Fish Lips. It's going good. We were a little red on our funded, but we re-entered again on some minis, and we were able to get back in the green. We had a 10 points. We lost 10 points. Unfortunately, our best trade of the day came on our evaluation, which was kind of like a 15-minute/5-minute retest this morning, and we had a breakout above the 15-minute candle. And so we got up to like 65 points in the positive, but my stop loss was back at 45, so we ended up settling for 45 points. It's when we traded it up to that 14 level. I thought we were going to go through it, but we didn't. So we ended up pulling back and getting stopped out. Oh, nice. 4 wins and 1 loss. That's pretty good. I think we either had 1 loss with the fundeds. I think the valuation, I either had 1 or 2 losses, but those losses were fairly small on the evaluation because I'd already switched over to the just 2 and 3 micros. Oh, I know. I also took the 10-minute or the 50 EMA trade back down here whenever we had a lot of space in between the EMAs. Yeah, Java. Outer's loss came this morning. He was. Were you long? Yeah, he was longing the 86, the same level you were looking at right now, but that was early this morning because he said his stop loss was at 61, and it pushed back down, then literally went right back up. I mean, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Ooh, is this going to be the breakout? Because, man, the ES looks like it's trying to make a run for that 40 level or 50 level up there. So we're not going to take any more trades. That was probably my last trade because it's in the lunch hour. Let's see here. I've been trying not to take trades during the lunch hour because most of the times it ends up just being consolidating for most part. So you'll probably have to wait till after lunchtime here. The what can? Yeah, I know. There's still that possibility. Isn't that all-time high sitting up there like 850 something? Yep. Lunch hour consolidation, guys. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and everyone have a good weekend. Yeah, I know. It looks like it wants to drop. That's what I thought a while ago myself, but we just got stuck here at the 800s because I was trying to short down to the 90s here. I thought we would retest those 90 levels first, but we just got stuck. And we got a nice little gap fill in. No, we already filled that in. Thank you, Fish Lips. Thank you guys for watching, and everyone have a good, safe weekend. Be careful if you're going on vacation for the 4th. If you live in the United States, a lot of people go on vacation next week. Not myself, but a lot of people do go on vacation this time of the year. Thank you.